Hey guys, Jacob here. It is the 15th of December 2020, and this is going to be this week's vendor reset. As usual, we are going to be starting at the base of ops. This week, they are selling the safety distance. This one's actually pretty good, so I would highly recommend picking this one up if you guys don't have one. I will be buying this as well, due to the fact that mine is absolutely trash, and this one has optimal range on it, which if you guys are looking for one that has like damage charts of cover, then obviously you're going to have to farm for a different one, or you could change the damage or the optimal range to damage targets of cover, but then you're going to be lacking crit chance, and you could always use that, like the optimization station, but it's going to cost you a decent amount of materials to optimize this and make it max. But overall, this gun is based on optimal range, so you could get even more optimal range if you guys want to use it like that. Now I'm going to scroll through a few more items in case any of you guys want to pick these stuff up to your liking. But other than that, that's pretty much all the front desk is selling this week. Now for the next location, if you guys are not in the clan, last time I checked, unless they've changed this, because I've never left my clan, but you guys will have to hop into a clan so you can have access to the clan vendor, which is right around here. Take a right, and he'll be right here. But this week, he is selling the Tsunami Shotgun. This one has 11.9 shotgun damage, 11% damage to armor, and 8.3 stability. This one's actually pretty decent too if you guys want to pick this up and change the stability to something like damage charts off cover or critical at chance. This depends on what kind of build you want to make on it, but overall, I would recommend getting this if you guys do not have this. Now, let's scroll through a few more items. They are selling a tip of the spear with max weapon damage, and they're selling Hunter's Fury gloves with max weapon damage, so I would recommend picking both of these up if you guys want to add them to your stash. So just if you have a tip of the spear build you never use, at least you'll have pieces that are max, so in case you ever need to use it again, or if they change something with tip of the spear, then you will have the pieces. Same goes for the Hunter Fury gloves. Next is going to be this Vector that has max SMG damage, 14% critical chance, and 6.5% health damage. Then you have the Ksg Shotgun, which has 15% shotgun damage. So this week, so far, there's a decent amount of things, I guess you could add to your stat library if you guys want to add those, so you have stuff for future rolls. Other than that, I'm going to scroll through a few more items in case any of you guys want to pick this stuff up. But overall, that appears to be all they're selling this week at the base. Is going to be the Theater Settlement. This week he is selling the Surge. This one has some pretty low rolls. I would not recommend picking this one up, to the fact that you could probably find a better one if they're selling it the next week, or just farming loot allocation rifles, and you can get a probably better one that way. I'm going to scroll through a few more items in case you guys want to pick this stuff up. They are selling max critical damage for rifles. If you guys want this for your stat library, I would recommend picking that up. They are selling max headshot for these knee pads for Araldi. You can add that to your library as well. But overall, that's pretty much all they're selling at the Theater Settlement this week. Next up is going to be the Campus Settlement. This week, she's selling the Punch Drunk. This one's actually pretty damn good. I would highly recommend picking this up if you guys are trying to make a pistol build. This one has max headshot, max critical hit damage, 8.7 weapon damage. So you guys can have this as a max triple stat piece. I'd highly recommend picking this one up. Next is going to be the Hunting M44, which has 111% headshot damage, so if you guys need max headshot damage for a sniper, I'd recommend grabbing this as well for the stat. I'm going to scroll through a few more items in case any of you guys want to pick this stuff up, but overall, that's pretty much all they're selling at the campus this week. Alright guys, next up, if you guys are new, I'm going to explain this real quick as well. This is going to be the DZs, and keep this in mind, if you guys do not go in the Dark Zone, you pretty much will not be able to buy anything from these vendors, because you're going to need DZ resources, which you'd acquire by extracting deconstructed gear, or opening small boxes scattered or out through the Dark Zone. But this week at DZ West, he is selling the Firm Handshake Stock Level Concern Gloves. These ones have headshot damage, stats effects, and weapon damage. These ones are pretty bad, and I would not recommend picking them up unless you really want a pair of these, then do so. But they will cost you 152 resources just to get them. I'm going to scroll through a few more items in case any of you guys want to pick this stuff up. But so far, that's pretty much all they're really selling this week at the DZ West vendor. Next up is going to be Dark Zone South. And this week she is selling the Mozambique Special. This is a pistol which I haven't really seen it for sale before here. So if some of you guys might not know this one exists. This is a 1911 that's named, that has perfect breadbasket. But if you guys want this, I would recommend getting it. But at the same time, I feel I can get this pretty easily if you just farm pistol loot allocations and get it just like that, or wait until it's for sale somewhere else. and you can get it just like that. But if you guys want it, then I'd recommend picking it up. I'm going to scroll through a few more items in case you guys need this stuff. The Ksg 556 is selling max damage to armor in case you guys need that for ARs. But if you guys don't, then I wouldn't recommend spending the 101 credits because most likely a lot of you guys are probably just going to keep crafting ARs until you get the max damage to armor roll so you can roll it into your stat library. I'm going to scroll through a few more items in case you guys are looking for Hunter's Fury. They are selling the Hunter's Fury vest and backpack if you guys want to buy them. But I'd recommend farming loot areas just so you can get them a little bit easier. Overall, that's pretty much all they're really selling this week at DZ South. The final Dark Zone on the list is going to be DZ East. This week, she is selling the Carnage. This one has 10% LMG, 8% damage charts off cover, and 9% headshot damage. If you guys don't have this, obviously I'd recommend getting it, but at the same time I feel like you guys can get this just by farming loot allocation areas because the rolls on this are pretty bad. But if you guys want to spend your currency from the DZ and you don't really care that much, then you can pick it up if you want. I'm going to scroll through a few more items in case any of you guys want to pick this stuff up. But overall, that's pretty much all they're really selling at DZ West this week. The final location on the list is going to be New York City. Keep this in mind, they do not sell any name stuff in the New York vendors since there's only 2 here. But this week they're selling max SMG damage on an SMG in case you guys need that. Also max LMG damage if you guys need that as well for your stat library. I'm going to scroll through a few more items in case any of you guys want to pick any of these items up. Overall, that's pretty much all they're selling at the front desk vendor. Now if you guys go through here and take a left and go through this green tent and then go straight, you'll see a crate and Roy Benitez will be right here next to it. And this week, he's not really selling anything too special. He is selling max shotgun damage if you guys need that as well for your shotguns. But other than that, he's not really selling much. He is selling RNK pieces, so if you guys need RNK, he's got the vest, knee pads, and mask. If you guys are trying to make a build with that, then you can pick those up. Other than that, that's pretty much all he's really selling this week. But thank you all for watching. Make sure you subscribe for more Division 2 content, and I'll catch you guys all